Python virtual environment. How to create and activate one. What is a Python virtual environment? A Python virtual environment is a separate, isolated space on your computer where you can install Python packages for a specific project without affecting the packages inside your main Python setup. When you install Python, it comes with a built-in venv, which stands for virtual environment. That is built in. This is what we are going to be exploring here. Now, I must mention that there are other third-party options such as virtual env, conda, poetry, pipeenv, and maybe one or two more. But the one we are going to look at is built into Python. So once you've installed Python, you are good to go. The virtual environments built into Python, so that is the Python model. It's actually a model known as venv, and that is the Python model. It supports creating lightweight virtual environments, each with its own independent set of Python packages installed in their site directories. So the virtual environments are self-contained. No settings get written to some hidden registry, no system files get modified, everything lives within that one folder. So deleting the folder is a clean removal. When you want to remove it, it also means that you can have different packages on your machine and they won't conflict with each other. So the prerequisites for this. Now I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code as my IDE to set up the Python virtual environment on Windows 11. I will also be using Git Bash through the Visual Studio Code terminal. This setup will also work perfectly on a Mac OS. So if you're on a Mac or Linux, you won't have a problem. So if you want to follow along, these are the things that you should have. Of course, Visual Studio Code, Python. The latest version I got was 3.10. It's probably gone up since then. You can download Python, and when you are, make sure you load it globally when installing. Then Git Bash, please do download that, especially if you're on Windows, because Git Bash is going to give us a consistent experience both on the Mac and the Windows. If you're on a Mac and you're using Bash, it probably already looks like the Windows, what we will get on the Windows Git Bash. And of course, you're also going to need to install the Visual Studio Code extension, the Python extension. Okay. Let's now have a look at this. Now, first of all, how do we create and activate a virtual environment using Python? Well, here's the command that we need to run. Python, which obviously is referring to the Python that you've installed. -m stands for model, and the model it's going to install will be the built-in virtual environment model, which is known as the venv. And then you give it the name of the file that you want, where you want your virtual environment saved in. Now, I've named mine .venv. You could name it anything, but venv seems to be kind of the default that most people use, so you might want to go ahead with that. It also means that once you have installed this, anytime you open that folder in Visual Studio Code, it will be able to recognize this as a virtual environment and try to activate it for you. So let me come and show you a practical example of how we can get this up and running. So now let me open up the terminal within Visual Studio Code, and for that I go to View and Terminal. Here I am in the terminal. At the moment I'm in PowerShell. I want to go into the Git Bash, and if you've installed that, you should be able to see that too. And so here now inside of my Git Bash, I am going to start my virtual environment by typing in Python -m to use the module called venv virtual environment to create a virtual environment inside the folder .venv. And there we are. Give it a while, that comes up. Brilliant. Now let me just move this down a little bit so you can see the commands that I'm using at the same time. Okay, so now to activate this on Windows, this is what we're going to use. Source.venv, that's the name of the folder we used, and then scripts activate. If you're on a Mac, you would take the first one, .venv bin activate. So that's the only difference. So if you're on a Mac, please use that one. I am on a Windows system, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, let's type that in. So there you are, source.venv scripts activate. Very good. Now, once you see this come up, .venv, you now know that you are inside your virtual environment. There it is. You've got it all activated. Now, if you wanted to make sure again, you could simply type in which Python. And there you can see it's telling us we're using the Python inside the venv shell. And there it is. That's all you need to do to activate a Python environment. Now, a few more things on this. And let me just close this down for a moment so you've got a bit more space. Now, next thing we're going to do, to install the dependencies, make sure you're inside the virtual environment, which we already are in, and then this is what you would run, depending on what dependency you want to run. In this case, this is Pylo, which is an image manipulation package. That's the one I'm going to use, and why don't I show you that straight away? So again, I'm going to go to View and Terminal, and inside here now, let's just, so inside here, I am going to type in pip install Pylo. And there it is. You can see that it's installing. It's asking me here if I want to upgrade my pipe. No, I don't need to do that now. And there we are, have done the installation. Now, if I want to make sure, I want to say a list of all the things that have been installed. I've only installed one, so I know what it is, but I'm simply going to do pip and list. And there we are. It tells me everything that is installed inside this particular virtual environment. Now, if I wanted to deactivate that, let's just give you some more space here. If I wanted to deactivate that, in other words, to stop it, that's all I'll just type in, deactivate. Now, if I've installed several packages, because you can do this for each package you want to install, or you could put them in a list, but let me not go into that. But if you installed several and you wanted to keep everything you've installed, so you don't need to type that in again next time, you can simply run this, pipe freeze, basically freeze everything that you put in and save them into a requirements.txt. So that if someone else wanted to look at your thing that you have built in Python, obviously they need to install the same packages, you will just simply give them this, obviously you give them the requirements file as well, and then they'll simply write this command, they will type this command into their terminal and it will install all the packages for them. If they want to deactivate it, that just deactivates, by the way, it doesn't remove it. If you want to get rid of the virtual environment altogether, then there's the command that you would run. That literally deletes it. Or you could literally go there and delete the .venv folder, and that's the end of that virtual environment. And so it keeps everything nice and clean. If you're working with Python, I would strongly recommend that you use a virtual environment. Can we just have a quick run of running something here now? Let's just do I'm just going to do one more example. I'm going to show you how to run a nice little Python script. So here you have a Python script. This is using the Pylo that we have just installed. Now I know we installed it as Pylo, but when we want to run it, we run it as PIL because Pylo is a fork of PIL, which is no longer supported. So Pylo has taken over its place, but you still have to import it with PIL. I'll do more on that in another video. So here is how you import the Pylo package that we've already installed. And this is going to open up an image that is already in my folder. It's called large image. It's going to open that image up and it's going to show us the image. Now, when it shows you the image, it will use whatever viewer you've already got built into your system. So that's not going to be done by this package. Whatever viewer is there that can open that file will be used to open it. And if you don't have any, it won't. Most likely you will, because this is simply a JPEG file. I will leave a link in the description where you can download that JPEG file from my Pixabay account. Okay, so that's going to show us the large image. Then we're going to resize that image using the thumbnail method, and it's going to resize it to 128 times 72 pixels, so quite small, and it will show us that image again. Then it's going to save that image to somewhere. So basically I'm running a Python script, but I'm running it within my virtual environment. Now to run Python scripts, if you haven't done this before, you just click on that little icon there. There we are, up there. And there we are. So it showed us the large one first. If I let me move that. So there's the large image. That's the first one that it showed. Okay. That's my image there. And then it resized it. So you can see very nice and tiny. So that's the second one there. So it's done the resizing already. That was the large one. I'm going to close that one down. And you can ignore all of these. That is something that comes from PowerShell. I might leave some notes in the description how you can suppress those messages. That's from PowerShell. That's not really a problem. And you can see here it tells us that the conversion resize has been completed. Very good. Okay. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and we'll do another video later on. But installing a virtual environment when you're using Python is vital. Please do use it. Thank you very much.